Hey, I was taking a leak out there. We're gonna do something a little bit different here today. Different kind of junkyard. We're gonna be visiting Rachel here today, looking at some stuff. And I tell you what, it's interesting around here. It's great outdoors.
Hey, Ray!
What?
It is not a good idea to play around in the forest of Florida. It's a little wild, and especially when things are hanging out of your pants, you just don't want another snake to come and meet you.
Well, it's a good thing it's short.
Yeah, I would have to really look for it.
Can't believe she'd say that. Is there, why, what's out there?
Alligators, snakes.
What kind
Not
of snake?
the
What kind?
ones in your pants, like really long snakes with rattle things that like will bite you, and you get a free helicopter ride. But I don't really think it's that free. They're gonna make you pay for it.
I got health insurance.
That's true. How many lives you got left?
-6.
Huh, that's bad.
Really, seriously, there's that much shit out there in that bush.
Yes, there's diamondbacks. We're in Florida.
See, the only thing we got at home is bears, and they're not that bad.
I don't know what the fuck they got in Canada, but
In Canada.
this is
Seriously,
Florida. We have Florida men.
Well, how do you know there's a snake out there? They just show up.
I've shot a couple of them. Oh, all over like
You got a
6
gun?
foot long. Yeah, a couple guns.
What kind of gun you pack?
I'm not telling you. I'm just gonna go on the internet.
I got a small pistol.
I got a pistol in my pants.
I tell you what. So, okay, so again, you just don't want to be walking around taking a piss anywhere then.
No. That's a bad idea. Seriously. No, I'm like dead serious. Like, no. And you were like in the woods, and that's where they hide. They like to hide underneath the brush. And it's been cold, so they're just like sitting there. Now the sun's out, so they're gonna come and sun themselves. Welcome to Florida.
I got lucky, just not the way I wanted to.
All right, we have to move some airplanes today. So
Okay, what have you been up to? Anyways,
we've been tearing apart this bonanza over here.
what is that?
That's a Beechcraft bonanza. And they call it the doctor killer, but really I think the doctors kill them. Personal
Now
opinion.
that floats in the water, obviously.
No, that one doesn't float in the water. That one actually, the landing gear retracts. So
Okay, now what makes it a Beechcraft? Or that's just the name of the plane?
that's the name of the. So it's a Beechcraft bonanza, and they're known for their V-tail.
Okay, interesting.
Like that's a Cirrus that's flying over right there.
That's interesting. I know very little about airplanes except I like them. I got a friend that's got a really nice beaver. Is that LBGQ? Gee, are you LBGQ? You got a beaver. Does that make you LBGQ, Gee?
I have a friend. Her name's Kim, and she has a beaver, and she lets me touch it.
I tell you what, I knew there was something I liked about you.
She's gonna kill me.
Now, what is this? The cement block V drive or V drive?
Yeah.
Is this the new cement block?
With a little bit of lead in it, you know.
This new cement block Continental.
Hey, that's what's funny because it actually does have a Continental.
Is that what it
engine
is?
that's
Yeah.
supposed to go in it, yeah.
With 6-cylinder?
Yeah, 6-cylinder. So E185s or 225s.
I know nothing about that. How much horsepower does it have?
About 200.
200, yeah. Now, what about this plane? You seem to be know a lot about this plane. What you said is the doctor killer? What do they use them to fly around doing doctor stuff or what?
Yeah, so like a lot of doctors would end up buying Beechcraft bonanzas back in the day, and it's like it was meant to be like a business airplane, and so they would get in inclement weather and get in the negative G's, and the tails, their V tails, they would kind of break apart, and then they came out with some rules and regulations to strengthen the tails, and so.
I'm curious, if you were a gynecologist, did you buy a beaver?
That is why I am not a doctor.
That's very interesting. And like, again, there was lots of people actually that had come parts of these things, eh?
Yeah, there were some famous people that had them, and that's what the bonanza's kind of known for is back in the day.
Look at that, eh?
Oh, look at all that corrosion. Welcome to Florida. Do you guys have corrosion and like that in Canada?
In Canada, yeah, we do have corrosion in Canada. It depends what part you're in, which is some places are worse than other places. The East is much worse because they use all kinds of weird stuff on the roads for salsa stuff. And overall, salsa, yeah, there's salsa, yeah. You can probably use it for salsa.
My chips and salsa?
Salsa and salsa. You like chips and salsa?
Yeah, and queso and...
It's a mamma mia, eh?
Girls gotta eat!
Yeah. Anyways, yes, corrosion. It's the world over the largest problem that there possibly is. It wrecks and destroys one's life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and and rust we trust, but with cars, I was into old Volkswagens and stuff. So I mean, you really want to buy something out in the Midwest and out in Arizona and all that too, so less.
That's the same thing. We go to look for a vehicle. If we can get something from Arizona or anywhere close where it's kind of desert-like, it seems to be a lot less aggravating.
Dry.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we like to do too. But unfortunately, I'm in Florida, and so a lot of people call me like, I got this old airplane. I'm like, that's music to my ears. So.
I tell you what. Now, what do you buy an old plane like this for? Are they just all over the board?
They can be. It matters. You can buy them in auctions. They could be 10,000, 40,000. It matters what model that you're buying. There's a lot of variables, times on the engine, things like that, avionics.
What is the most sold part off of them? Is there a most sold part?
Engine. So it's engine, propeller, and avionics. Well, with Bonanzas, it's the rudder vaders, and all my Bonanza people know, like.
What's a rudder vader? That's the pedals to run the rudders? Is what that is?
It's a rudder and an elevator all in one. That's that V-tail, and they're just like hen's teeth. They don't make them anymore. They're made out of magnesium. So we have like magnesium parties, and we throw them in the fire like when they're bad. Did
you light your Volkswagen on fire? Is it magnesium block? It'll burn nice too. Did you know that? Did you know your block's made out of magnesium on your Volkswagen?
No.
Yeah, they'll just light right up. There's a few hillbillies that burnt them down to the ground wanting to fix stuff on them. Heat them up with a torch and poof. I lit one on fire on our show.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Okay, that sucks.
This airplane must be from Air Canada. They've lost their luggage. Wow.
You want to ride in this thing?
Yeah, I do. I won't fit in the baggage department. There we go.
No, you got to take the fork out of your mouth. Flares. So early Bonanzas had flares. And like in emergencies, they would launch them and like, I don't know, that'd be kind of cool. Like you can go and like throw flares at your friends, like flying along them. I don't know, I mean, that might not be a good idea, but you know, aerial assaults.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so everyone removed them, and so then they put a patch over it. There used to be 3 holes. I found like 3 of them once. I almost wanted to launch them.
Are you a good riveter?
Yeah, I can buck rivets, no problem.
You know who Rosie the Riveter is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a mechanic. What do you expect?
Yeah, Rosie the Riveter. Yeah. That's interesting. What's that? A fuel? What is that gauge right there for? The one that's
landing gear. Right here?
Yeah, does that tell you?
Yeah, this tells you whether your landing gear is up and down.
Now, what happens if it doesn't go down? Is there a manual thingy?
Yep, underneath. Yes, the manual thingy. It goes underneath here, and you sit there and you go, well, you try to control the airplane at the same time, and it's a big pain in the ass. I've never had to do it, but you have to do landing gear swings, and you have to test that. So it's called a landing gear transmission.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
You obviously have your pilot's license?
Yeah, I fly for fun.
What do you fly?
I fly 172 and a Cessna 210 and a Bonanza. We got a bunch of airplanes.
Interesting.
Yep.
We had a guy in our neighborhood that was a bush pilot that was fairly interesting.
Oh, that shit's so much fun. That's really cool.
Yeah, he used to fly wild animals or catch them for Al Oming's game farm back in the day. Jimmy Anderson was his name. And he got a caribou got loose in his airplane one day, and he had to land on the middle of the highway. It was kicking holes through the fuselage.
What?
And he stopped a tourist to come help him tie this caribou up in the airplane. And the tourist come over there, looked at it, freaked out, and just looked at him and just one look and just run for cover.
Oh my God.
But Jimmy was a fairly interesting individual.
He sounds like it.
Yeah.
We had an airplane land on the highway here, and I got to go disassemble it and put it on a trailer. We stopped the entire highway. It was really cool. It was cool.
It's interesting.
Yeah. All right, well, we're going to move this, and, I'll give you a joyride.
Well, I tell you what.
Every time we'll make airplane noises, and you can pretend you're flying.
Oh, I tell you what, I'd like that. I haven't been to an airplane ride in a while.
Yeah.
Rachel, what is this stuff here? Do you like, this is fairly interesting. Where'd you get these from?
Well, Avery, those are bullet casings, and a lot of those came from either the property or other stuff that we have got over time. But some of that stuff came from the property. So Sanford used to be a naval station, and they would do a bunch of practice over the lake and over our area right here.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I don't know, we kind of just collect random stuff here.
That's the only one there. That's a 7.62 by 39. That's the only one I know what that is.
You know all your stuff, don't you?
Well, not all the stuff, but I know what that shell is. This stuff here is like autocannon shit. That almost looks like a Russian cartridge. off of a Russian. I don't know what it is. They use it for a tank
We have a Russian rocket.
Do you?
Yep.
That's pretty cool. So you get all kinds of weird stuff. You get any guns ever in these planes?
No, but you'll find random stuff like flashlights and tooling and stuff like in the wings. Like people have dropped it and they just leave it. Yeah, they just leave them there and just like fly with it. Yeah.
It's kind of like when you go to buy a vehicle. If you find a pair of booster cables and a pair of pliers under the hood, you probably shouldn't be buying that one.
No.
The same thing with the airplane.
Same thing. It's like, why is there a flashlight in the right-hand wing?
No shit.
Yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Okay. I tell you what. Yeah. The aviation industry is no different than the automotive industry. I still see we use tires for holding motors.
Hell yeah. We
They
use
work
tires
good?
for, holds everything. We
Hey.
collect tires here.
No shit, hey, look at that. See, that's back at home when we pack a motor in the back of your pickup truck. You throw a tire down and throw a motor in it.
One of the main reasons why we do that with a lot of like reciprocating engines is because they have a carburetor on the bottom. So it lifts it up higher and there's a hole in the middle so it like doesn't hit the pallet.
We just do ours. We do ours so it doesn't fall out the end gate.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Well, now, what is this? A turboprop off of something? What's this off?
Yeah,
of?
it's a PT6, and it came off of a King Air 90.
King Air.
Yep. So that's going to be built into a training aid for a school. It's going to be mounted like on a firewall, and then all the cowlings are going to get put on, and students are going to take it apart and put it back together 15 million times. Interesting.
And this year, I take as a Continental.
No. That is a Lycoming.
And a Lycoming?
Yeah,
okay.
how you know just by looking at it is the color. So Lycoming has a blue color to it, and all the Continentals have a gold color to it. So,
interesting.
Yep. That's an 0320 that came out of Piper Cherokee.
Okay, no, that Piper Cherokee, okay. I think I know what that is.
It's a fixed wing.
Yeah.
140 horse.
You get too big of a wind, you'll go back the other way.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that I was telling you about there, he flew Cubs.
We have a Piper Cub.
Yeah.
Fun, yeah.
But his was fairly special. He had they're fabric covered wings, right?
Mm-hmm.
He had bed sheets around his painted.
What?
Well, that's what he used instead of for the material on them. Seriously, like he would just get a good bed sheet with a good thread count, I guess, wrap it around her and paint her up.
It's Egyptian cotton. I mean.
Anyways, one day he got the FAC, whatever the hell it is, the airplane police come over and crushed him.
FAA. Well, it's in Canada. I don't know. Is that I don't know what their regulations are.
I don't know. The airplane police, anyways, back in the day, come and crusted him. And there's a fairly interesting story about it. Anyways, they come and crusted him. They grounded this airplane. And they were all getting pissed in the bar in Fort Nelson. They grounded the plane, and Jimmy told them not to leave. And they left, and they never made it to the other end of Fort St. John. So Jimmy had to jump in his grounded airplane that they grounded with the bed sheets and everything on it and go find him and rescue him. What? And they were crashed, and he landed, and he rescued them, and he flew them out. And the interesting thing about it is there was never, ever a word ever mentioned ever again. They never aggravated him again for the rest of his life. Yeah, very interesting story.
They helped him out.
Yeah, very interesting story. But he's a bit of a legend back at home for flying around doing stuff. But anyways, that's about all I know about it. You got some neat stuff, but the tire thing makes me laugh. I'm curious about something. These carburetors, have they got floats in them?
Yep.
Will they fly upside down?
Yeah. No, this won't. This won't fly upside down. You gotta have fuel injection if you want to go upside down.
Interesting.
That's a float style.
Now, what brand of carburetor is that, or what is it?
Marvel Shubler, and it's an MA3 SPA. Yeah.
It's made by Marvel Shoveler is the name of it?
Yep. They're the main company that makes all the float style. They also make like fuel injection servos and
all kinds of weird
like
shit.
That. Yeah.
Right there. We go right there. Hey, that's interesting. I know some of the old fighter planes and stuff had carburetor stuff on them.
Yeah. Our Mustang has giant carburetors.
Now, here's a question. Do you ever have a problem with them icing up?
Yeah, but we have stuff to prevent that. So you have carb heat, so you can pull the carb heat out and it puts air into the system. And then we also have pitot heat and all that. So
what's pitot heat?
Pitot tube. So you have a pitot tube that tells you what your airspeed is.
Oh, a tube sticking out there to just okay.
Yeah, the tube.
Yeah, the tube.
Yeah.
And you got a whole raft of governors down, not governors, magnetos I see there.
Yeah, we got magnetos.
Magnetos
we
and
got
starters.
We got generators. A lot of starters here. Got starter generators. So here's a fuel injection servo. This is made by Bendix.
No, Bendix. The only way I know Bendix is they make brakes and stuff back in the day.
Yeah.
Now, what's that off of?
Let's see if it says what it is. It doesn't, but it's going to be a big block.
Interesting, a big block.
It's going to be 6-cylinder.
Now you call, okay, that's interesting, because in our world of automotive, we got like small block, big block.
Yeah.
So what's a big block in the airplane world?
It's going to be your 6 cylinders, or you're going to have like 520s, 540s, like Continental makes like bigger Continentals. So
Okay.
probably like anything that's over like 180 horse.
Hey, what's a big block? What does a big block come in?
So like, say like a Piper Navajo, they have like TIO 540s in them, so it's turbocharged and it's 540, so it's going to be a big Lycoming.
Oh, interesting. The other question I have for you is I have a very interesting project at home that I had for a while, and the guy I talked to, I've lost his telephone number, and do you know anything about turrets? I got a Martin CE 250 gun turret, and I'm looking for some parts for it. Do you know anybody that has any of that shit?
That's going to be Scott, my fiance. He'll know all about the turret stuff. I don't get a lot of like gun stuff like that, so we're doing general aviation. That's more like warbirds and stuff.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's out of a Canadian Lancaster is what it's out of. I got a habit of collecting weird shit. I wouldn't mind finishing off and putting it back together.
Yeah. So if that guy's watching, maybe he'll like be like, "Oh, here, I'll contact
I don't
you
know.
Again.
Unfortunately, I don't think he's no longer with us. There's a big turret guy down here that deals with all the turrets somewhere. I don't know where he's at, if he's down here or somewhere else. But I've lost his telephone number and everything. But yeah, that's kind of...
We shall see.
Hey guys, again, if you know anybody that has any turret parts, I got a Martin CE 250 turret that I need some random pieces and parts for, some drive motors and a seat.
Could you
anybody out there knows where any of that stuff is? Leave us a comment. I would love to find some parts to finish this project off. Thanks, man. I'm curious about something. How does, we put this politically correct, a woman get into this kind of a business? Parents, something, whatever. How?
So my grandfather was in aviation, and then my dad was in aviation.
What did they do in aviation?
My grandfather owned part of an airport in Lansing, and then he has a Cessna dealership, and then he bought and sold airplanes and kind of went on in different adventures with aviation. And then my dad is an aircraft mechanic, and then he also worked for a bunch of different companies and bought and sold airplanes, and then he's actually retiring from the FAA now. So
interesting. You're the only child? You got brothers, sisters, or what?
I'm an only child, and so...
Oh, you're spoiled, eh?
No,
you're
my
spoiled.
dad...
Are you spoiled?
I wish I was spoiled.
I get it all the time. I'm an only child too, so...
My dad made me work for everything, and that's how this actually started, was I rode dirt bikes, and I said, Daddy, I want a truck to haul my dirt bike around with. And my dad's like, you need to get a job.
Yeah.
He has a mustache, and he sounds like that. So I was like, well, I don't want to get a job. And I was like 15 at the time. And actually, it was before that. It was like right before I turned 15. And my dad had a bunch of airplane parts laying around. eBay had just came out. And I started selling his parts on eBay, and I charged him a commission. And then
how much did you charge him?
20% at first. And then I realized it wasn't enough.
Are you related to the producer?
Yeah, right? So then my dad, my dad said that he would match whatever I saved. And I got the exact truck I wanted, and it was like a couple years old, but then it was wrecked. And so then my dad taught me how to do body work, and I pulled the frame, and I learned how to do all that, and I painted it, and I ended up buying and selling cars, and that's how I got into cars. And so then it was like doing all that, and then it turned into this ginormous thing.
What, did you end up with a bunch of airplanes, or somebody had a bunch of airplane parts, or how did you end up with all the stock do you have?
I'm a hoarder, but it's not hoarding if your stuff is cool. And so I met other hoarders that had airplanes and airplane parts laying around, and sometimes like people would pass away and the family would contact me from like word of mouth. It's just like a super small world, just like cars. And they would call me, and I would go and buy it, and I'd drag my dad along, and I'd have my truck and my trailer, and we'd bring it to the house and start doing it there. So yeah,
it's interesting how we don't really plan our lives, but they just kind of unfold in a certain way. Hey,
I went to school for air traffic control, and it just totally like went towards a totally different thing, and then it still evolved. So like fast aviation was just salvage, and then I started doing stuff with schools and airplane.
Oh yeah, what kind of airplane's that?
Piper Cherokee. So we're on the arrival into Sanford in a 9 right. So you get to geek out on airplanes flying over every day. And then we have an air show, and so then you get to watch the air show and everything from here every year.
Wow.
So Fast Aviation evolved, going from doing salvage into school, like educational training aids for Part 147 aircraft mechanic schools. And so now we took all those unairworthy parts, because we don't believe in the S word here, we don't scrap anything. And we took all the core parts and scrap parts and turned them into things that we could create.
Like training aids.
Yeah, and we create jobs and
well,
like.
That's a good idea to take and do with that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's mainly what we do now. We pretty much do like all the educational aids, and the salvage really feeds that. So.
Wow. Again, it's just very interesting how it just happens.
Yeah.
You don't plan nothing. It just happens.
You kind of just, I fly by the seat of my pants.
I tell you what, are you into sports or anything, or are you just?
No, if it doesn't have an engine, I'm not pretty much not into it. Like, you could ask me anything about football. I'm like, I have no clue. Like, I don't know anything about baseball teams. So I don't even know what season we're in right now. I tell you
what. You know what? I met somebody really neat here a while ago when we were at SEMA.
I love SEMA.
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I was there and I was looking at it, and Richard Petty was there. So I was looking over there and I was talking to a girl over in the corner. We're bullshitting. I got my rubber boots on, and she looks at me and goes, "Do your feet get hot in there?" I said, "They get really hot in there." She said, "Do they stink?" I said, "Sometimes they do." Well, I said, "I tell you what the cure is." I said, "A good hack is if you're in the hotel, you go get some like coffee that hasn't been used and throw some coffee in your boots, and it'll kill the smell out of your rubber boots." And she goes, "You know what? My dad has never wore socks his entire life that I've known him." And I go, "Who's your dad?" Well, she goes, "My dad's Richard Petty. He's right over there."
What?
Yeah.
I have a funny story about Richard Petty. He was having like this like tire changing competition long time ago. And I was at an event there, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go do it. Like, my dad's like, go do it. And I remember being terrified of the air wrench as a kid. And my dad made me sit out there until I did it. And then I was like, oh, this is not that bad. I beat every single guy, and I held the title to the fastest tire changing person like in his competition that he did.
Gotta like a girl that's good with nuts.
She's nuts. All right.
Maybe this is how you're flying home, bro.
You really gotta lay off the Twinkies, man. We're gonna have to do a whole new weight and balance.
You better get some more subscribers. Upgrade there, pal.
Put you in Delta 1. Welcome to Rachel 1. Rachel Airlines.
I can't believe Rachel told me that I ate one too many Twinkies. I like donuts, not Twinkies.
Did you just say you were born for this?
No, I said I can't believe you said I ate one too many Twinkies. Oh. I said I like donuts.
I love donuts. Well, if Avery would quit eating all the damn donuts.
We got a little bit of weight and balance problem with the old airplane here. Yeah, they say I'm too fat to fly in this son of a gun, but we'll get it figured out.
Hey, Avery, wanna go flying?
I tell you what, I feel like one of those doctors on this airplane. I'm a freelance gynecologist. I'm on my way. Hey, Rachel, this airplane's got no fucking motor. Hey, how many ticket ride is this? This is a 4-ticket ride. Well, I can tell you what, this is something I never ever have done. I tell you what.
Welcome to Rachel Airlines.
You said you had your pilot license. This wasn't what I was thinking when I was going for an airplane ride, Rachel.
You're not having fun. I am having fun. We're having so much fun.
There's a problem with the landing gear, I think. Do I have confirmation to land this duel we're on? Somewhere on airstrip, somewhere, heading somewhere. I tell you what. Look, Mom, go hands. Yeah.
We're gonna have to redo this weight and balance.
rudder's broken. No, it was like that when I got in here. Hey, remember guys, like, share, and subscribe so I can upgrade my ticket next time I fly. Yes! I'm up and away!
Can't take him anywhere.
I think she lost my luggage. Hey, where's my luggage at? No peanuts, no donuts, no nothing. I think we hit a tree. Take her down, buddy.
We arrived at your final destination. Get out of my airplane.
Turbulence.
You deserved it. Dude, that was
I tell you what, that scared the shit out of me. I like it.
All right, get the fuck out. I got one too.
I tell you what, got to do a little bit of something about the comfort in this airplane. I think there was a bolt jamming me in the ass.
Well, if you had an ass, it wouldn't hurt
That was the only
that
thing that
much.
was in your ass.
I tell you what. She told me she was a pilot. I guess that's kind of a pilot. You're a goddamn tractor driver. You're not a pilot.
I'm an everything driver.
I like that.
Oh yeah. I just
So,
turned it down.
this is your office, is it?
Yeah, it is.
What are you doing over here?
Hi. Well, right now we're making checklists for our mock-ups. Since we build those big boards for schools, we basically put these checklists together. This is kind of an example of one right here. And so everything on our checklist here is on this board. And so that's how we know we ordered it, or we have it in, or we need to order it, and all those things.
This is Lydia, and she is literally my mini-me, and I would die without her.
What
She's
about-
also a pilot.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
Also
what do you-
pilot.
yeah,
Private pilot.
Right on.
Yeah, thank you.
And what are you doing over here? Having to put up with all the abuse for all the girls up here.
I'm not even supposed to be up here. I'm just kind of like hanging out right now.
What are you giving them some order around
Yeah,
here?
yeah,
Law and
yeah.
order? Is that your job? Law
He's
and
a
order?
dirty aircraft mechanic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm doing some research for some high pressure lines just to get the differences. So one of our dudes down there can help build up one of the mock-ups and stuff like that.
That's interesting that they use. What do you call that? A reusable fitting? We call them farmer fittings.
These hose fittings.
They're reusable though.
enough.
They're not.
Yeah.
They're all reusable, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a quality one. That right there.
Yeah.
That's airframe safe. Yeah.
Yep. AMP.
It was on that airplane that I was just flying. The airplane I was just flying had this fitting on it.
Oh yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but they play a huge part, especially with the shielded one. That's obviously for fuel and stuff. You don't really want to mix the two.
We don't want anything to catch on fire.
Yeah, it's kind of important.
That's interesting. Remember JIC? JIC obviously looked like number 4 and number 6, number 4 and number 6, or number 2 and number 4.
Very important. I mean, on each one. I mean, even so, right here it shows that each one has its own different coating on the inside. Because you kind of don't want jet fuel melting.
Interesting. See, this stuff here in the car world, we just use like Teflon coated in the inside usually for
Yeah, that's
most
fine.
stuff, or just simply reusable stuff on some farmer hose, just with gas compatible, whatever it may be in the inside of it.
Yeah,
But it's
for
a
the
little bit
most
different in your world, eh?
Yeah. Well, we
Yeah.
have regulations that we have to follow, safety-wise.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. Sure, I seen you driving outside the way you were flying. I don't know who's regulating you, but don't let them see you.
I hope not. I mean, this is going on the internet.
I tell you what, it was a pretty rough flight. There was a little bit of things in the way. We almost had a bird strike, but I think we had a concrete block strike instead. Have you ever hit a concrete block with your aircraft? Well, I have. Like, don't
We
worry
got
about
parts for that.
Yeah. So a concrete block strike, not a bird strike.
Not an Avery strike. I mean,
Yeah.
we pretty much have it. So Lydia is going to give you a shirt because, you've been here in Florida and sweating your titties off. So you're going to need a new shirt. Compliments of Fast Aviation.
Well, thanks. It's one less laundry thing I have to launder. Good for another probably 2 weeks.
I am glad I'm not sitting next to you.
Okay.
All right. We'll see you later.
Okay.
Oh. Get the fuck out of my shop. I got work to do.
I tell you what, the way in, you mean? Tell you what. No seatbelts in that airplane.